Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to Beating the Press podcast. I am your host, Rafa. Now, coming up in today's podcast, we're going to be previewing the two big finals coming up this Sunday. First up, the Copa America final, Argentina versus Colombia. And of course, the Euros, the final of that one being contested between Spain and England. Now, joining me this evening to preview these two big clashes, we have returning to the podcast, Christoph.
Good to be back with us.
Yes, indeed, Christoph. We are finally at the end of these two summer competition. The Copa America boiling down to Argentina versus Colombia, and of course the Euros. England making it to the final, and also we have Spain. Two big matches coming up this Sunday. But Christoph, let's jump straight into it. Argentina versus Colombia. How are you seeing that one? How do you expect that one to play out? And indeed, who is your pick to take that title?
I strongly believe Argentina will probably take it, potentially being a 2-1 game. But I think Colombia stand a very good chance of winning. And personally, I would prefer if Colombia won it.
I mean, Colombia is definitely playing some quality football. They are unbeaten in 24 consecutive matches, Christoph. Will this be number 25? Can they get the better of Argentina, led by Messi, of course?
Definitely they have been excellent throughout they beat Brazil. I think they have done very well. I think they do deserve to go on and win it, but it's all about performing on the day, scoring the goals, taking their chances. And we don't want to see any officials making any strange calls throughout that type of game as well.
Well, I mean, you're dealing with the world champions in the form of Argentina, arguably still the best player on planet Earth, the man called Messi, Christoph. I mean, we
No, I
see
don't
a
think so.
renaissance in the likes of a James Rodriguez really coming up with the goods for this Colombian team. They do have quality in their ranks. Darwin Nunes. I mean, sorry, Diaz. Diaz, the Liverpool winger. And of course, players like Lerma really holding it down in the midfield right there and coming up with goals here and there. So, I mean, this Colombian team definitely had some quality. And the interesting thing about this Colombian team is that they are playing as a unit. It's not really football through any particular individual. It's really a collective effort. You can see a real team spirit in that squad, and they're coming up with the goods. They're coming up with the results, as I mentioned earlier. 24 games they have now gone and still haven't lost. Argentina on the other side, they are tried, tested, proven World Cup champions. Another finals in the Copa America, so they have been there, done that. So they definitely will come into this one with a wealth of experience. But can they beat what you could classify as a very good Colombian team?
Um, yeah, very good Colombian team. I think Argentina might have dropped off since the World Cup, to be fair. Messi is definitely no longer anywhere near his best. I don't know that comment you made about still being the best. I don't see it. There are a number of
Well, I
players.
mean, he's still coming up with the goods. I mean, even in his old ripe age, not only for Inter Miami, but everything still runs through him in this Argentinian squad. And you can definitely see the results are on display. He might not necessarily be getting the goals. However, his presence and just the attention he draws really frees up space for the likes of Alvarez, for example, the likes of McAllister, who have been banging them in this tournament. Alvarez is one of the top scorers in this tournament thus far.
Definitely his performances of Argentine for Argentina have are not questionable in recent memory. But definitely, I wouldn't be talking about his performances for Inter Miami. The MLS is a joke, looking at performances there, thinking that somebody performing there is a good player is a ridiculous statement to make.
Well, I mean, football is still being played, and I mean, players can really up their level when they go to the national team, as we have seen with Messi. In all honesty, Christoph, you must give credit where credit is due.
Oh,
Quality
that's
is
what I said.
indeed quality. So while I
Performance
can agree with you that,
excellent, excellent. He does well for the international level, but if you are translating the MLS form to the international level form, is a very ridiculous statement to make. I've seen keepers walking out of their goals in MLS, and I've seen defenders letting attackers walk past them. So the MLS is there's no way you look at the MLS and say somebody's a good player. That's a ridiculous
well, I
question.
mean, remember, well, I'm not just remember we are talking about the man. We are talking about the GOAT here, Christoph. I mean, it's not as if Messi had spent his entire career in the MLS. He has just been here for a year plus. And I mean, he hit the ground running. I would say, I'm not sure if there has ever been a player with the sort of impact that a Messi have had in his first season with this Inter Miami team, lifting the MLS Cup in his first season. Indeed, and we can see that the sort of influence he has had on not only Inter Miami, but the whole MLS at large. It has really become a more globally watched league. And it's the man himself, the GOAT, Lionel Messi, that has really pulled that sort of audience into American soccer, quote
To be
unquote,
fair,
so to speak.
to be fair to the likes of say David Beckham, there is more heavy advertisement on social media now than when a David Beckham went to say LA Galaxy. Um, I
Well,
think
true, but again, I think Messi still have a bigger global fan base than a David Beckham, even in his prime.
no, definitely Messi has a bigger global fan base, but David Beckham has a bigger appeal to the
Well,
masses.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, right now I'm seeing Messi in some Lowe's advertisement, Christoph. So we can see the PR
Nah,
team.
never seen that.
We can see the PR team working. I saw Messi popping up in the latest Bad Boys movie trailer. So we can definitely see where the media and the PR in the American space and society is really pushing Messi in a more commercial zone. And definitely, this is the next dimension of his career. Indeed, chances are once he retire, he'll probably get a franchise to manage, similar to the sort of Beckham sweetheart deal which he made with the MLS. So this is just another dimension. I believe Messi should have enough to lead this Argentinian team to the next World Cup and then possibly call it a day there. But getting back to this game, of course, Christoph, this one is taking place in Miami Gardens, Christoph, Hard Rock stadium capacity
We
just over
attending
70,000 or close to 70,000 with a very vibrant Hispanic and Latino community down there in Miami. So, I mean, we're definitely expecting a massive turnout for this one. And I am anticipating that the stadium will be evenly packed. I don't think any of these teams will have any numerical advantage in terms of the fans. It should be a hotly contested game. I think these were two of the favorites coming into this tournament, and I think Colombia is definitely deserving of their position there. Again, Argentina could possibly consider themselves a bit lucky having to go through that penalty shootout. And of course, Martinez, Christoph, coming up big again in a penalty shootout. This man can do no wrong once it comes to penalty, and it seems as if it's now a psychological impact on opposition players.
um definitely very impressive for Martinez, a product of Arsenal, but I think there will come a time where as we've seen before, where the FIFA will come in and say players can no longer do X, Y, Z with penalties. As we've seen a
Well,
lot,
I mean, the
we've
antics have
seen
definitely been keeping him, in the saves, saving a
we've
number
seen
of penalties and really getting into the head of the opposition.
we've seen a lot more clamping down on goalkeepers than attackers when it comes to penalties. Because if you recall, goalkeepers used to be able to come off their line, move side to side, and so on, and we're not seeing that anymore. So I think it's just a matter of time before FIFA, make some rule changes to penalties again for goalkeepers.
Well, indeed, indeed. But in the interim, we continue to enjoy the entertainment that the Martinez brings to any possible penalty shootout there. So I would say in that case, if this one goes to penalty, clearly advantage Argentina. But Christoph, in terms of a scoreline, what says you in this one?
I think it will be 2-1 to Argentina.
Who want to Argentina? For me, though, Christopher, I'm going to go against the tide. I'm going to swim against the tide and I'm going to back Colombia for the upset. I think Colombia is playing so well as a team, as a unit, as a country. They are fully motivated. And of course, James, the veteran, really coming up with the goods. Diaz really playing out of his skin as well. And a number of players really stepping up their game, and I feel the upset is being written on the card. So for me, I am calling this one Colombia 2-1 to take this title home. So for me, calling the upset 2-1 to Colombia. But we move, Christoph, and we move to the Euro finals, the finals of the European Cup. This one happening in Germany. Spain versus England. Talk to us, Christoph. Can England finally get their hands on a European Cup? They are yet to win this prestigious trophy. They have won World Cup in 1966, I believe, if memory serves me correctly. But then, indeed, it was even a controversial win. Some would say it was a ghost goal. And if VAR was in play back in 1966, England would really be trophyless. Yet, we constantly hear it's coming home. Will it be coming home this time around?
Um, I, Based on how performance have been all tournament, England, quite frankly, does not deserve to be in the final, and I don't think they deserve to win. I think Spain has been the best team of the Euro so far. Coming up with those 2 goals basically out of nothing against France. France, had a good defense, but again, like I said, going forward, France offers almost nothing at the moment. And we saw once Spain got that first goal from Yamal, we saw where France seemed to be panicking to me. Didier Deschamps, like I said, I have no idea, why are you keeping Olivier Giroud on the bench to bring him on the 88th minute to try and desperately get a goal when you had all of 45, a whole half to bring him on.
Well, that
So
could have definitely been a tactical mistake in terms of the game plan. Possibly, hindsight, they say is 2020, but for sure, France was eliminated, and it is the Spanish that is now sitting pretty in the final. Will they bring the trophy back to Madrid, Christoph, is the question. Can they dismiss this England team, which seem to be getting things done just enough to continue their progress in the tournament? Will it be another closely fought game, but England coming out on top as they have been doing thus far in this tournament?
I would think for England it would be a tragedy for them to go to back-to-back Euro finals to lose. But at the moment, I can't see past Spain winning this match, and I think Spain will win 3-1.
Spain to win 3-1. But tactically, Christoph, I mean, can we still expect similar playing style from Spain? This being Spain taking the game to England and England pretty much playing on the defensive as they have been doing all tournament and trying to break on the counter and also trying to take advantage of possibly that target man up front, Kane, Watkins coming off the bench and making an impact in the tournament as well in that last game, coming up with that big winning goal late in that one. Can we expect a similar uh, playing style in this final, or will we see something different? Will Southgate finally release the shackles?
I don't see Southgate releasing any shackles. I expect Spain to be business as usual as they've played our tournament, taking the game to teams, playing their mix of possession and direct attacking that we've seen so far. That mix of youth and experience has been serving them well all tournament. I think it continues. I think it beats England. I do think England do have a very good chance with the way that they play on that counter attack and utilize Kane. Um, but I can't help but wonder, would it be more effective to have a Ollie Watkins up top in this counter attacking play, or even an Ivan Toney, to be honest? But
I don't think Southgate is gonna make those big
no,
calls in this final. I think
I
he's
don't
gonna
think
go
he
with a
will. I
try,
don't.
test, and proven 11.
I agree.
But
I don't
definitely
think he
food for
will. But
thought. If he's brave, that would probably be a good card to play and catch the Spanish possibly by surprise as well. But I don't see that sort of bravery in the Southgate team. I think he's gonna stick to the tried, tested, proven formula, which has brought him to back finals in the Euros, as you rightly say. I mean, it's not the most attractive brand of football, but it's getting the result. They are now back-to-back finalists. And if they were to lift this trophy, then all would be forgotten or forgiven, and it's all boils down to silverware. But again, the reverse can happen. If they fail, then we'll go back to saying, hey, what's going on? We need to, that sort of thing. So it's a tough spot. It's definitely a tough spot. But again, for me, Christoph, I can't see past the Spanish, or more so, I can't see the English winning. I might be biased in that sense, in all honesty, but for me, definitely, I'm back in the Spanish. I'm back in the Spanish. They eliminated my team, Germany, from the competition. They eliminated France. They have had the tougher draw when compared to the English team. I was seeing a statistics recently that England has really struggled against top 10 ranked opponents at the international level. And, if you look at the tournament, they have really played against lesser teams when compared to the journey of the Spanish team. So it is partially because of that reason why I'm back in the Spanish. And pretty much I just don't want to see the English break this drought as well, Christoph. That's the other
why
side
is
of
that?
the coin. So for me, it's more of a bias call. It's not necessarily based on any startling or grandiose tactical game plan, or uh, you know, but it's just more of a not wanting to see England break this curse of lifting any trophy. And, the same would go extend to a number of these English players. The most significant of them possibly being Harry Kane, where he's now coming to the tail end of his career and still have not won a major silverware at the senior level. It would definitely be a good way to end his season. But again, as I said, I'm hoping the Spanish will deny him that opportunity. But any final thoughts from you, Christoph, as it relates to this game and just these two finals in general?
I mean, I look forward to watching this game. The Spanish have been very entertaining, while the English has been rather poor to me. I do look forward to seeing Saka, who has been probably the best English player all tournament. So it will be interesting to see where this match is going. I would like to see potentially England win it, but also, yeah, I kind of don't want to see Harry Kane win anything, to be honest. But you know, um,
Well, I
yeah,
mean, what I would say though, Christoph, is that England is definitely due. If you look at the statistics, I mean, one of the top European clubs yet to win the Euros, back-to-back finals. England is definitely due. Yeah, I would say so. It would not surprise me if they won. However, as I said, I am really just going with the Spanish. I think the Spanish should be able to take this one. My call for it is I'm gonna go with 2-0. 2-0 to the Spanish team. And you're calling this one 3-1, I believe.
yeah, I think this is 3-1 to Spain. I think England
Indeed.
have a goal in them. I just don't know when they're going to score. But I do think this free flowing attacking play that Spain is going will work for them. And they have that brilliance that they kind of just pop up with, but specifically for them, I think Rodri is just so impressive. He's able to kind of play whatever role the team needs at that time, and the ability to kind of just pop up with a goal from outside the box is a very underrated skill at the moment. I think a number of teams in England might be looking for a sort of player who can pop up with that odd goal once in a while, break a deadlock. So I think I can't see past Spain. I think they're better on paper. I think they were a bit better all tournament.
Well, there you have it, viewers and subscribers. I'd just like to thank Christoph for coming on board and really sharing his thoughts and his opinions. Viewers and subscribers, thank you again for tuning in to us here on Beating the Press podcast. Please remember to subscribe, leave your comments. Tell us, who do you think will win the Copa America and who do you think will win the Euros? Tell us in the comment section. But until next time, this is Rafa signing off.